So we got the moneymaker right here. This is one of the original 3 strands, the best-selling 3-strand we've ever had. It's a more traditional rope. You know, it's a little bit heavier, have a little more tip weight. Also, a 3-strand makes a higher crown, so it has a little more bite on the horn. This is a rope that I feel like a guy likes to use outside. It's heavy, you can go through the wind pretty good.
I can really feel this rope. The weighted in the crowns, the poly blend, this rope has a full-bodied feel to me. You can feel every part of this rope, and like George said, I think the conditions aren't going to affect it very much. I think outdoor, indoor, and I feel like on big steers too, if you're really wanting to get something that's going to bite on the horn and really stop the clock, like George said, traditional. This is what everybody used to use back in the day before they were 4 strands.
So we have the original XR4 here. Came out in '99. First 4-strand ever with a core. Obviously, you have a true there, and I have a light. All 100% nylon. Obviously, true is a heavier feel. That both have a really balanced feel. This is the light, which has a lighter feel, but I think they both have really good tip weight. I feel like these ropes, like I said, they really have good tip weight, and they really hit the ground good.
I think in the winter, these ropes have an exceptional feel, in my opinion. Like I said, this is the full, it's gonna be bigger round. This is what, back in the day, this is what most guys were using, and then, like I said, we dialed it down just a little bit more, smaller strands to where it's maybe not quite as big around, maybe not quite as heavy, but this rope's dang sure full-bodied, big, heavy, and like George said, the 100% nylon, but with the weight of this, with the true, you can completely feel your tip at all points of the run, and you're really able to put your bottom down with this rope, I feel like.
So Paden, we got the Powerline light here, and I think you're in agreement with me. This is probably the best heel rope ever in our opinion.
Yes, sir.
I use it and you use it. Most of our endorsers use this rope, probably 80% of them. If you saw the article in the American, 9 out of the 10 guys in the top 10 had the Powerline. These ropes, I feel like I call it staying power. Like when you throw it on the ground, it just hits the ground and balloons open. There's no bounce. It has enough body though to cover a large surface area, so you catch a lot of feet. It's got really good weight that if you don't have a good shoulder, it might be a little too much for you, but I mean, if you got a good shoulder, it has great weight and good balance, body, pretty much everything.
No, this is America's favorite. This is the best-selling head rope and heel rope. But the characteristic of this rope to me that's so great is the consistency of it. Whether I'm in Caldwell, Idaho, slack, it's 100 degrees, to Hermas, 100 degrees, or maybe I might go to Ellensburg and it's 60 degrees. This rope stays forgiving, it stays the same, and it's the same feel every time. And you guys make this rope actually in a soft lay now, so you kids out there, you women, you know, the Powerline feels great, but you know, in a soft lay, this rope is easy to control, 35-foot length for you want to dally, to where it's going to cover all your bases.
And I will say that soft lay is actually in a head rope size, so that which makes it a little easier. Like I said, if you're just starting, a little smaller, easier to handle, and get your swing around your head. So, but
still has a weighted poly blend tip weight in a smaller diameter.
Correct. So we have the GT4 here in the heel rope. It comes in a true and a light. Now the true is the original GT4. Both 100% nylon. The true's all like a fuller bodied, more tip weight, kind of heavier rope, and the light is a little smaller version of that. This rope the light came out in the mid 2000s. Same reason, cattle were getting faster, getting smaller. This rope has won multiple world titles. But it's got a really balanced feel. You know, a lot of our charity guys use it. Joseph Harrison uses it everywhere. It stays pretty good in the weather. It's got, like I said, just nice balanced body, easy to handle, and it's pretty snappy. Just nice.
The weight in this nylon has a really significant feel to me. It's got a little bit more weight. I use the fulls a lot, off and on. I like to dabble with it pretty good. But the fulls, what I notice, it's a great diameter. It's a little bigger round, but it also has that it hits faster, a little bit more like a nylon. Not as quite dead as a poly blend, but still has that. But the weight in the full, to me, when I put my rope down, it still stays because it has that true feel.
Right.
Where when you put it on the ground, it's going to hit and then come all the way through.
Yeah. There's just a great rope. Like I said, a lot of the charity guys have been using them. Fast steers, big steers, they just have good feel for everything. So here we have the Radar heel rope. It's a little bit different than the head rope. It's actually a little bigger, heavier heel rope. This is just a notch under the Powerline light heel rope. Same thing, it's a polyester blend. This looks like a little smaller version than the Powerline. It has the same kind of qualities as far as, has a tip weight and hits the ground really well, but not quite as heavy.
To me, this rope has a, I'm gonna say, forgiving feel to me. It's got that weighted poly blend, but it's not like a, I'm trying to get away from it. It's more, I feel like it's more of a type of feel where I'm gonna try to sit here right here where you tell me to stay. If that makes sense.
Yes, sir. So Paden, here we have the MB4 heel rope. It was same kind of design as far as this cattle getting a little smaller. This is a totally different nylon than we have any other ropes, and it's got a unique feel. You know, it's has great body, but same thing. It hits the ground really good for a nylon rope. And it's pretty dang tough too.
This rope to me feels very pliable. Like it feels like I'm always able to put it on the ground. Like it feels easy. I know Wesley Thorpe, he's won the world with this 3 times.
I think so. Yeah.
Yep, 3 times, and he. To me, like the way this rope is like sometimes if I get to where cattle are hitting fast, maybe power lines, like you said, a little bit hard on my shoulder or a little bit bigger. Like this rope to me is easier because like it's easier to come off and it's easier to get on the ground.
Yeah. So here we have the Heat heel rope. It was probably the best selling heel rope for I don't know how many, a lot of years.
Yep.
This rope is 100% nylon. Rope is about this is just really easy to swing.
Yep.
It's a little bit lighter than some of our other nylons, but just easy to swing, very forgiving. You get no bind, you just keep swinging through things. You know, it hits really good.
Yeah.
I know you probably used when you were young, didn't you?
Yeah, no, this is what I grew up using. I use the Heat Soft, and this is another rope that in line that comes in a soft 35-foot lay. But as far as beginners go, I would recommend this rope to a lot of people because it's easy to control. It's not a big rope. It's very pliable. It's light. You know, if your shoulders bothers you or whatever, you can kind of, I know a lot of numbered ropers use this rope continually because of the easiness of it. It lasts a long time. It's easy to swing, all nylon. Got that lighter, snappy feel, and it's very durable too.
Yeah, I know durability wise, I know a lot of guys that use these and they last a long time.
Yep.
So here we have the NXT heel rope. This rope
strand.
is 4 strand.
Yep.
Head rope is 5 strand, yeah, this is 4 strand. And it was designed to kind of have a smaller feel with the poly blend, smaller diameter with a poly blend feel.
Yep.
Just, you know, have tip weight, but not have the weight as much like a power line.
Yep.
Came out of this in 8 or 17, I believe. And like I said, it's just easy to swing, but still has a staying power like a power line does.
Yep. No, that's what I feel like in this rope. It's not as big around my hand. It's real pliable, but unlike the Heat or the NB4, whatever, this has its own poly blend where it's got its own unique feel. It still has that deadness from the poly, but this rope also comes in a soft to a hard medium. And I know Petska won the world with this in 17, but there's a lot of guys that, you know, power line maybe a little bit big. You know, I want the same poly blend feel. I recommend the NXT. It's an awesome rope.
Yeah, and I love the color too because it's very vibrant. You can see it in any conditions.
Yep.
So Paden, here we have the Triton in the Rattler line. This rope we basically designed just to have, it's the smallest heel rope I have.
Yeah.
But we put the polyester in there to give it a little more tip weight. We just wanted something that has the small in your hand, but still, you know, be able to feel your tip and not have to, you know, get a bad shoulder or anything like that. You still kind of have the same feel as a power line, but in a lot smaller version.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I feel. Like this rope, like you said, I feel like the fibers, everything are tightly spun where the rope has a smaller diameter, but just like the head rope, the blend you guys have, it's a weighted poly blend where you do have a significant amount of weight for the size of the diameter of this heel rope. It feels really smooth, easy to swing, and then also, though I feel like the weight is going to go throughout the rope to where when you put it down, it's going to be able to want to sit on the ground and stay there.
Yeah, yes, just for a small rope, it's just got a nice weight to it. You can feel your tip and it hits really good.
Yeah, and this rope also comes in a soft lay in a 35-foot length, so if you know, your ladies or your kids, you want something that's a little bit more pliable, easier, this is it.
And it's also in a head rope size, just so you know, too.
Yep.
So here we have the Spider, original 5 strand. This rope is one of my favorites too. It's kind of like we talked about in the head rope. You can have a soft lay with a lot of body. It's really easy to control. You can keep your rope open and have really soft lay. They last a long time. I like the smoothness of the crowns.
Yep.
Just really easy to handle and like I said, just stays really open for you.
Yeah, this is the first ever 5-strand heel rope with the core, and I agree. When I was growing up, this is one of my favorites because I was able to use this rope in a medium soft lay, but have a significant amount of body for the rope to where I could always feel my tip, but it was also light enough, or with the all nylon, where I feel like I could keep speed on my rope and stay ahead of the run. This rope has a great feel, highly visible, and tough. Like the smoothness of the crowns to me, like practicing and everything, like you can run a lot of steers with this rope and it's not gonna quit on you.
Yeah. Now this rope only comes in a medium soft and a medium, so if you like the hard medium, unfortunately we don't have that, but dang sure a well-rounded rope with a lot of body, easy to handle kind of rope.